I have found out 45 hidden details and Easter eggs in Squid Game Season 2, and I will be talking about them one by one.
You're driving without a helmet. I'm gonna need to see your license.
Alright, let's talk about the vehicles in Squid Game Season 2. Most of the vehicles in every episode is a Hyundai. Now, this is either the most aggressive product placement I've ever seen in my whole life, or the director himself has been sponsored harder than a Twitch streamer. You can get to see the same kind of advertisement with Sumiko CD player inside the house of the salesman and the Haichara walkie-talkie in the hand of the frontman. When Sang-gi-han was slitting his neck to take out the tracker like a Mission Impossible character, you can notice his blood spill being heavy and sticky on the basin despite water pressure. Real blood is also like that. The darker the color, the more sticky it is. And that means the production team was careful even with small details like that.
Do you put vinegar on your onion and radish?
Detective Junho has got 3 stars on his shoulder, and his brother, the frontman, also had 3 stars on his shoulder when he was in the military. Was that a coincidence? Absolutely not. I strongly believe that the match of those 3 stars symbolizes equal power, equal intelligence, and equal strength. Because in Season 3, you will have the opportunity to see a competition between Inho and Junho inside the Squid Game compound. A brother versus brother deathmatch. When Sang-gi-han wakes up from the constant buzzing noise coming from the doorbell, he gets to find out the frontman with the heads of Sang-woo and Se-byuk. But in reality, it was just a nightmare. Now, look at this carefully. When he was walking towards the door, the light turned on without him touching the switch. And that small detail symbolizes the fact that it was just a nightmare. I have never seen Sang-gi-han lighting a bulb without hitting the switch. Alright, you're gonna love this. This is Captain Park. You know how innocent he is. More innocent than Diddy Kong. He just stabbed an ex-marine of Detective Junho and dumped him into the ocean. Now here's the thing. Can you see that number on his boat? This is 122. And guess what? In Season 1, when Detective Junho was investigating the Squid Game archive section, you can notice a player from 1993 numbered as 122 winning the Squid Game competition. So, I have a feeling that this dude is a former winner of the Squid Game competition, and he was working for the frontman to make even more blood money. Inside the subway station, when Mr. Kim was drinking normal water, his right hand Woo-sok was drinking carbonated soda. Judging by the fact that Mr. Kim is a diabetic patient, it makes complete sense why he was drinking water instead of anything else. The production team could have added water or Coke for both people, but they decided to include that small detail for the audience and critics like us. And I love it. The number on Myung-gi's card begins with 456, and he was the only reason Mr. Kim managed to find out the salesman. And then, Sang-gi-han was player number 456. In the horse race, Sang-gi-han also won 4.5 million won. And then, the final reward of the Squid Game competition was 45.6 billion won. So, I have a feeling that the scriptwriter has got a kinky obsession with the number 456. I'm not going to be surprised if the password of the Squid Game set is also 456, 456 on a fucking loop. Have you noticed the textures and size of these buns purchased by the salesman for his sadistic side quest? Inside the Squid Game compound, you can get to notice the same texture and size of buns being given to the participants. So I have a feeling that they have purchased those buns from this bakery shop the salesman used to go to. Otherwise, I'm just overthinking. Sang-gi-han's vehicle has got 153,637 kilometers of mileage already, but he can't cover that kind of distance within 2 years unless he's driving all day. His life was also limited within his motel. He even refused to go outside, and he used to give money to Mr. Kim for bringing him foods and all other kinds of things every single day. And that means he purchased a used vehicle instead of buying a new one. Why? Because he was still feeling a sense of guilt to use that money for his own pleasure. The director thought we wouldn't notice that detail, huh? Have you noticed those bruises on the palm of the salesman? It makes complete sense judging by the fact that his whole career was about slapping broke people into the Squid Game competition for so many years. Have you noticed something? The apartment of the salesman is completely dark. Dark wall, dark table, dark floor, everything is dark. Even the mask, dress code, and the room of the frontman inside the Squid Game compound are also dark in color. As chilling as it sounds, this kind of dark theme represents mortality and death, corruption and power, mental instability and trauma, moral ambiguity, existential crisis, and vengeance, which are utterly present in every episode of the series. Look at this bite gag in both of their mouth. It's a part of torture equipment kits, and it was already available in the house of the salesman. And that means this is not the first time someone tried to sneak into his home to cause trouble and then got killed. Otherwise, let's just say my boy becomes a thirsty goblin in the middle of the night using these gags for someone else to fulfill his kinky fantasies. The neon sign on Sang-gi-han's motel says pink, which means the motel is open now. But is that the only meaning the neon sign represents? Nope. In South Korea, any motel that says pink is actually a love motel for couples who want to quench their thirst in a tight budget. This is why you can find out this couple checking out this motel for having their little fun. Anyways, is it not weird that Sang-gi-han is running this kind of questionable business model? Just imagine waking up in the middle of the night to some moaning sounds of two thirsty adults recreating the scenes of 50 Shades of Fucked Up. Oh Jesus, somebody get me the holy water from the bathroom, please. This dude has murdered a guy, and now he has come to see Sang-gi-han without cleaning the bloodstain on his cheek. And then he was shown to be drinking from a mini juice bottle, and that means he also went to a shop to buy fruit juice with that bloodstain on his cheek. He also puts a bullet into his head just to prove his point when he could have easily killed Sang-gi-han and saved his own life. And that's saying something. This dude is both a psychopath and a sociopath with a pretty face.
You've seen this in the movies, I'm sure.
When the salesman was playing Russian roulette with Sang-gi-han inside the motel, dude basically blasted the soundtrack titled as Time to Say Goodbye before starting the game. And then he sent himself to the afterlife. What a fucking psycho. Are we not going to appreciate this amazing acting skill of the salesman? Like, look at these two different facial expressions at the same time. I will never believe that the actor managed to give this brilliant performance with only one take. Alright, this is the most overused set design in Squid Game Season 2. Circle, square, and triangle. Look at the ridiculous number of times they have repeated this design. On the hair of that cute doll as a hair clip, on the controller device inside the headquarters as buttons, on the set of the Six Legs competition, on the wooden box and stone used for the challenge, on the gungi dice as a part of the design, on the top of the jaggi as a sticker, on the money straps as a design, on the Tetra Packs of plain milk, on the rolling plate of the X Game challenge, on the central spot of the rolling plate, on the fucking Coke bottle as a sticker and whatnot. Even the ladies' door has been designed with a triangle as a symbol of skirt and a circle as a symbol of head. Also, the men's door has been designed with a square shape as their shirt and a circle shape as their head. The director literally has got an unhealthy level of fetish with these three signs.
Oh no, are you okay, Bunny?
Have you noticed that scar of Noyul? Either this is the result of any failed suicide attempt, or she was physically abused by someone in North Korea, and I hope they will go deep into her past history in Season 3.
There was an outbreak of tuberculosis in her camp.
Inside the chamber of this immigration broker, you can notice the flag of South Korea and North Korea together. Now we all know that this dude helps North Korean refugees to settle in South Korea, and it works as a great evidence that he only specializes in finding out North Korean refugees and doesn't involve in other kinds of immigration activities. Have you noticed the pictures of the frontman and his wife? Guess what? These guys are real-life couples. These are the actual pictures of actor Lee Bung-han and his wife Lee Min-jung. Surprising, eh?